All right, I got this turned around to the other end so you can see what's going on here on the demograph. I got the paperwork right back out. And like I was saying, dealing with these individuals, dealing with Spina. He was the city solicitor for Pittsfield from 75 to 77. He implemented this policy from MPI, which at the time was legally and it was binding. Search and seizure policy, motor vehicle policies, because the state agency could bind itself with another state agency. At the time, they were getting funding, and the newly formed district attorney's office at that time has just had been funded by the state and to handle their own business with criminal affairs in Berkshire County, separate from the Western Mass district they had that was headed by the infamous Matthew J. Ryan. And he wasn't trying to let go of his power either, but somehow down the way it wheels. And you'll see a lot of funny things with his cases. There was a case about some individuals that got caught up out here that were under prominent people under the city, their children. And it's 5 cases that he was trying to get venue to Springfield, so basically he can get them tossed out and get them in his favor for those people, but they weren't trying to let those cases go either. There's a big thing about that. It seems like every time it comes to something with one of the politically influent in their family, they can jump on board to try to handle that, or the powers that be try to handle it, or cover it up, or just get it out the way. But you see what I'm going through. I'm a nobody. You also have here the executive order by William Weld, and he states that basically he said in Massachusetts Municipal Police Accreditation Program for things like this to start and to take effect. But this was done, I think, in the year of, I believe this was done. I don't have it here because it's only the front part. But you can look this up. This is Executive Order 392, but this is in the reign of Weld, and I believe it's 96. I believe 92 or 96, somewhere in the 90s. Now remember, MPI lost their federal funding in the late 80s, early 90s, and it says right there they're a 501c nonprofit organization to date. So dealing with the Massachusetts Administrative Procedure Act, they cannot bind themselves with a state agency, and a state agency cannot bind themselves with MPI. They cannot use those policies because they're not federally or state funded. They're not state agencies. They're nonprofit. And like I said before, the policies, and I'll break that down, that was used for them violate statutory rights. And our statutory rights and how they were used in Pittsfield, it violates everyone's rights. And I was affected by a 2011 case where I was on the premise of a search where substances were found. And I started asking around for the motor vehicle search policy. And the individual's chief of police and the city solicitor were not hearing that. They have it on record. And I'll show you right here. This right here. Docket number 2011-134. You can see it right here. Appearances for the Commonwealth, Robert W. Kinzer and attorney Kathleen Degnan, city solicitor. For the defendant, Raymond J. DeKoob. He's there. Now, I just want to show you something and how deep it gets. I put in this subpoena. Okay. It's the docket numbers and everything for it. Dealing with the same case. You see it up there. 2011-0134. Same docket. I look it up. It's all public record. I put in this public record request to get the documentation there. And you see at the bottom it says John Souls and Chris Colello. John Souls was a detective on the case, which searched the vehicle. They found no substances with 2 other officers, Tyrone Price and John Mazzio. They brought me to the police station. Christopher Colello, a regular cop, not even a decorated narcotics officer, searches the vehicle in the trunk, finds something well so hidden. Car's not registered or owned by me. I have no knowledge of anything in the car. At this time, I'm at the police station. They get the call. They put me back in the car at the police station, bring me back to the scene, pick up the substances, and bring me back to the police station and charge me with it. Now, neither one of these individuals are custodian of records at this time. So why would it have the attention of these individuals? Mind you, these individuals are on the case. I think that's more like a heads up. So when you go over here, after I filed that, this is the response from the city of Pittsfield Police Department, motion for a protective order. And you see up there it's denied. The judge straight out denied it. The judge said, in accordance with Rule 14A6 of the Massachusetts Rules of Criminal Procedure, the Pittsfield Police Department hereby requests that this honorable court issue a protective order with regard to the defendant's request for a portion of the Pittsfield Police Department's police manual regarding searches and seizures. They didn't want me to get the records. The reason why they didn't want me to get the records, because they didn't have search and seizure policies in place to justify the search of the vehicle where they searched. In Massachusetts, you're supposed to, every police department is supposed to have written where they can search for dealing with motor vehicle inventory searches. Don't get it confused with all searches, just motor vehicle inventory searches, so they don't have full-blown discretion. And the point that I'm getting at, that no one ever voted on the policy that was implemented by SPINA and MPI. Even at that time, it was a violation of regulations and rules dealing with something called the Massachusetts Administrative Procedure Act and observance of rules of privilege by law, which I stated earlier, and I read that stuff to you. Now, we're going to go here, like I said again, you got the docket. We're going to go to here to what this lady is really saying, because this is all on record and it's all public document. You got to understand what this lady is saying. Now, she says here, the reason why I'm here instead of the ADA is because the Pittsfield Police Department has asked me to file this motion. Okay, I'll keep going on. Now, where are we going to go on here? Now, I'm going to show you something here that's going to blow your mind about our rights. Says here, court, good afternoon. Now, mind you, the judge, Daniel A. Ford, okay? This guy right here.